Is Safemoon a digital currency? Or is it an experimental token meant for social experiment? It's just a prank, bro. And we also managed to go ahead and have a closer look at some of these developer wallets which we managed to find after last episode. It's a brave new world for a lot of you Moon Boys out there, hearing some truth bombs for the very first time outside of your echo chambers of Reddit and Discord. But I must say, I did get an impressive amount of death threats from all of you. I did mention in previous episodes that you guys certainly give ISIS a run for its money, but that is giving you too much credit. After all, ISIS went ahead and created their own marketing material, whereas you guys seem to be stuck on using VideoHive templates. But let's go ahead and have a closer look at one of these developer wallets which we managed to find. Somehow, a lot of you guys think that using the LP for development costs is okay, and fair enough, but I managed to track down one of these developer wallets, or one of these transactions, which clearly hasn't gone to the developers yet because they haven't been doing any work. As we have a closer look at the main website, which is in prod, this is live and public facing, but let's have a closer look at the forums here, and that leads us to a 404. This must have been that developer transaction which hasn't moved so far. Clearly the developers aren't getting paid and aren't really getting too much work done. But of course, please do remind me, how many developers did this team have? 30, 40, 50, 100 plus? Supposedly all working on the wallet. But no matter what CMS you guys use, this will literally take 2 minutes to remove from your main navigation bar. But in regards to the LP, all I'm asking for is the Safemoon team to live up to their own standards that they've set themselves.
Basically, if we are going to do something with the LP, we'll tell you, even if it includes locking it away. We usually do about once a week, but we let you know when we do it.
They also mentioned this about staffing costs.
As well as in the last resort for development costs. But that is only, honestly, we haven't had a need, and we don't foresee a need, in the future. So,
look, since this infamous AMA, most investors have wisened up and have been removing their funds from Safemoon. After all, since this time, Safemoon's about 75% down since the all-time high, which is right when this AMA was hitting the airwaves. Of course, they haven't recovered since, and they never will. But I must say, one of the most impressive things about you Moon Boys is the copium that you come up with. After all, for the past 3 months, it's been down, prices are down with the Safemoon. But of course, the whole crypto market's down, Bitcoin's down, Ethereum's down. Well, the crypto market's down 50%, Bitcoin's down 50%. But please remind me, how much is Safemoon down? 75, 80%? Jeez, and that's since this AMA. Of course, people have wisened up to the scam, and they've been pulling it out. But of course, it's only the Safemoon army holding the line. This is the way, after all. While the initial developers and team that invested $50 into Safemoon are now multimillionaires, keep on dumping on you. And you guys keep holding the line, holding the price up. So let's get to the meat and potatoes of this episode. Take it away, Thomas.
So Safemoondev approached me early on because he started a project from nowhere. He was learning, he was doing something cool that he really enjoyed, right? And then he approached me after there was too much growth for him to handle alone. He said, Thomas, look, I need some help. I'm in over my head. We need to bring on a team. That's exactly what we did. We reached out to the most stellar people that I know, and we're going to keep doing it. We haven't even touched like 1% of the people that I know.
That's quite a remarkable story of Safemoondev. Let's check out their initial website. If we open up our phones and have a look at Trust Wallet, we're able to see the Safemoon initial website, safemoon.xyz, which redirects to safemoon.net. But of course, we can go through the archives, have a closer look at safemoon.xyz, and have a look at some of these historical initial documents. Now, of course, this is the website on March the 12th. Here we can have a closer look. It's, just a typical pump and dump kind of cryptocurrency. But I want you to have a closer look at the illegal disclaimers, particularly this quote. Now, I'm not making any of this up. Links down in the description, as always, of course. So, although Safemoon is an experimental token for social experiment and not a digital currency, geez, sounds like some preemptive legalese right there. I must say, it's not as if they've been preemptively adding any of this, but the team strongly recommends that United States persons do not purchase it because the team cannot ensure compliance with United States regulations. Now, of course, one of the saddest things about all of this is that you guys can't even pay your income taxes correctly, because the reflections through all of these tokens, they're classified as income tax. Whether you like it or not, you can argue away the tax man. But tragically, look, I'll make an episode on the reflection, on the state of reflection taxes, but I'll give you the lowdown. Tragically, with a lot of these pump and dumps, with these exit scam rug pulls, with these reflection tokens, not only do you lose your capital investment, but now you also owe the taxman USD in the reflections that you got. So not only do you lose all your money, you actually owe the taxman income tax. I don't know why you'd ever want to gamble in this kind of casino. Now, of course, there's more to the legal disclaimer that I want to point out. Now, there's the typical legalese, but then it goes on in the second statement. The Safemoon team does not recommend that any cryptocurrency should be bought, sold, or held by you. Well, that's incongruent with the initial Safemoon Genesis story. Of course, the Safemoon team. This is on March the 12th. Safemoondev is, the story goes, the original person that created Safemoon. Of course, he created it because it was a fun project that he was working on, and definitely not a Control-C, Control-V of a previous rug pull called the B token. No, of course not. It's not a copy and paste. It's a fun project that he was working on, a pump and dump, and the very first launch on DX Sale. Surely would be interesting to have a closer look at DX Sale and Safemoondev. Of course, it sounds like it's some kind of noob just working on a brand new project that blew up all of a sudden. But here we can see on March the 12th, I mean, it's only really had, let's have a close look, 3,000 holders. I mean, I really wouldn't call that blowing up, but what would I know? This team loves to claim that they bring honesty to the DeFi space, that they're transparent, they're truthful. But as we've mentioned in previous episodes, they're anything but. Their own CEO loves to pump out some more corona baloney. He's lied on legal documents in regards to his birth date. He continues to lie about BSC tokens and Twitter. He also lied on his LinkedIn, which now seems to be deleted. After all, what happened to your failed gaming company, TanoGG? What happened to being an indie dev? Of course, I thought you were all about transparency. But not only that, your compulsive lying predates any of this Safemoon stuff. After all, you've served in the military and you're rather young. I'm sure you wouldn't have any problems releasing your DD214 now, would you? After all, you wouldn't have a history of lying in the military either. And this team certainly love to claim they're all about transparency, but they're anything but. After all, for someone looking on the outside in as to why you've chosen to work with Gambia, it would seem like you've chosen to play some sick kind of pin the tail on the African donkey. After all, it certainly wouldn't have anything to do with this lady, who no doubt is Jenny from the block, tour guide of Banjul. Maybe she finished filming a kinky video scene at the Serious Crimes Unit. Surely it's not your mother Jennifer Caroni, who runs a front company in Gambia called Barajali Co for the last couple of years. The same Jennifer Caroni who's married to Bradford Caroni, who while working in intelligence services, filed for bankruptcy. Yikes. The same Jennifer Caroni who runs multiple companies in the UK using the same business address as the Safemoon team. Interesting, but of course there's no conflict of interest there. Just the same as there's absolutely no transparency in regards to who Sankan Jawari is. There is a real papa involved here, but it's not the Thomas Smith that you guys are thinking of. I know a lot more than I lead on, but it's not up to me to disclose that. It's up to the Safemoon team. After all, you guys are all about transparency. Be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell if you want to keep up with the latest Safemoon shenanigans. But after all, I'm not Safemoon Rob, I'm Rob's Crypto, so I'll be focusing a lot more on general cryptocurrency videos too in the coming weeks, if I do manage to get the time. Because after all, Safemoon do like to be the low-hanging fruit and make it super easy. After all, they can't even change a basic tab on their homepage. Unbelievable. Not only that, let's have a closer look at some of these tweets that have been pumping out in the past week. You might remember a month or so ago, I called out Sean Wittriel for the exact same thing. Most held tokens on Binance Smart Chain. Well, clearly their graphic designer just pulled this template out, which, completely skewed. I mean, they can make Safemoon look 5 times better with their completely legitimate holders. We'll get into that in another video. With 2.5 million over Binance's 500,000 holders. But not only that, they also omit, after all, it says most held tokens on Binance Smart Chain, they seem to miss out on things like Safe Mars with 484,000 holders and Elongate with 474. And that's another episode done and dusted. In the meantime though, I've been doing a bit of research on Thomas Smith as well as Dan DeBeck. After all, they're best buds. Dan DeBeck is the creator of SafeX, Safe Markets and Safe Exchange, and no doubt many other safe kind of companies. But of course he's got no link to Safemoon. No, of course not. I'd love to hear from anyone that has any resources or knows what Thomas Smith's worked on from a third party. After all, he makes these ludicrous claims of getting $2 million offers from Ripple, but all I can find is the fact from a third party was that he was a moderator on the Dogecoin Facebook page. I'd love to know from anyone that has any kind of sources. Hit me down below, or wherever you hit me down. Well, wherever you want to hit me up. Until next time, though, guys, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. If not, hit that dislike button just because you can't handle the truth. Till next time, though, guys, I'll see you later. Thanks very much for tuning in.